Well, we have to keep looking at the scorecard in the medical system. They have failed us terribly. For 100 years, 1914 till 2014, they have created themselves into a protected monopoly, self-policing, no oversight by any agency, and as a result, what's the scorecard? Are we getting the bang for the buck? We're spending $3 trillion a year. Okay, well, first of all, on the dollars piece, we get billed fraudulently each year. This is a yearly figure by the Institute of Medicine, which is a ethics watchdog for the medical system, came out in September of 2012. Each year, medical doctors fraudulently bill Americans by $750 billion. That's $750 billion. That's 1/3 of our medical budget. 1/3 is fraudulently billed for things the doctor didn't even do, for things the doctors did to you, but you didn't even need. $750 billion, are otherwise known as $750 billion. Bernie Madoff went to jail for life plus 150 years for defrauding his investors of $3 billion. Well, here we are with $750 billion, $750 billion, and a single doctor lost his license or went to jail. Somebody needs to go to jail. Once you get a hold of that new CD out, actually it's a DVD. It's my voice, but it's over my slides. You get to see all the places that the information came from. Somebody needs to go to jail is the title of the new DVD. Get that one. Then you want to get a hold of the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. The genetic theory has killed more people, of course, than Hitler killed. I mean, it's really crazy, okay? Each year in America, according to the Center for Disease Control Federal Agency and the Journal of the American Medical Association, the most prestigious medical journal in America, and the Institute of Medicine, each year in America, medical doctors kill, injure, infect 15 million patients in their workplaces. I mean, not the patient's workplace, the doctor's workplaces, clinics and hospitals, 15 million. And 1.5 million are killed and injured, permanently injured by prescription mistakes. Now, we're not talking about the side effects of the drugs, okay? We're talking about decimal point errors by the prescribing physician and fulfillment errors by the pharmacist, 1.5 million. And then there's 2 million infections in hospitals alone each year by C. diff, Clostridium difficile, which is a human poop bacteria. 2 million infections, 90,000 dead each year. It's a yearly figure in America. What if North Korea or Iran were to send over ballistic missiles and biological weapons and infect 2 million people in our large population centers and kill 90,000? We'd go to war. Well, here's one trade, the medical trade, and the workplace does it every year. Nobody seems to care. And then, how many seniors are killed each month in America? Well, it's 15,000 a month in hospitals alone, just from screening tests that were unnecessary and minor medical procedures, most of which were not necessary. They were elective. They killed 15,000 seniors each year in hospitals as a result of elective minor procedures and, oh yes, also screening tests. We're talking 180,000 a year. And then, of course, let's see here. 1,000 every month. Thousands every month of errors by surgeons. That was a big New York Times study. And then full-page cover article, and actually 10 pages, cover article, The Death of the Fat Theory, the Saturated Fat Theory. That came June 23rd, 2014. Oh, that was this year, June 23rd, 2014. The saturated fat's not the enemy. It's the unsaturated fat's really the enemy. Just the opposite of what doctors said. Well, where'd that come from? Well, guess what? In 1915, Procter & Gamble paid the American Heart Association $1.7 million to endorse Crisco as a healthier fat, just for an advertising campaign. There was no science behind it, and the American Heart Association did it. And over the years, since 100 years has gone by, this incorrect fat theory has killed over 1 billion people in all the industrialized nations combined, because Procter & Gamble gave the American Heart Association $1.7 million to endorse, to promote Crisco, which is originally designed as a diesel engine factory lubricant. Hello. Okay, we have a huge problem here, folks. And, of course, the genetic theory is dead. They wanted you to believe that you had a bad gene. The only thing that could be done was to actually make a new gene in the laboratory and then replace the bad gene. No. There's epigenetics. Epigenetics says that your genes, your DNA and RNA, require certain things to maximize their potential for health and for longevity, for intelligence, for speed, for strength, for disease resistance, and nobody's getting their optimal share of these nutrients. Well, that's what the book Epigenetics came along. This is my newest book out, Epigenetics, the death of a genetic theory of disease transmission, and this is the death of the genetic theory. Because even James Watson, one of the two guys, got the Nobel Prize in 1962 for the double helix stuff. 2003, did the human genome. But in March of 2013, James Watson said, all the experiments we've done in sequencing genes looking for causes of disease have been irrelevant because there's no genetic diseases. What? There's no genetic diseases, James Watson said, March 22nd, 2013, at the Salk Institute, UCSD, in San Diego. It's actually what? Oh, it's all chemistry, biochemistry, a.k.a. nutrition. And so once you get a hold of my new book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, I actually knew that was the case back in the 1960s when I was doing all those autopsies for the Center for Disease Control. Okay? There's the biology of natural systems. 1960s, I knew it. Well, epigenetics, the death of the genetic theory of disease transmission. We'll be back with Death Doctors on Life Disease Messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us today?
Well, I thought we'd continue to talk about medical errors, as there is a doctor who is a surgeon at St. Michael's Hospital in Toronto, Dr. Theodore Grantcharov, and he is working on making a black box for surgery. See, inside the operating room, there will be video cameras that track every movement. Outside, a small computer-like device analyzes the recordings, identifying when mistakes are made and providing instant feedback to surgeons as they operate. They say this surgical black box, the operations would become flawless, and the post-operative complications could be significantly reduced. Surgeons could review the footage and improve their technique and their prep. They say researchers in Canada are working on a surgical tracking box like the ones they use in airplanes that record surgeons' movements and identifies errors during an operation. And they go on to say, by pinpointing mistakes and telling surgeons when they're veering off course, a black box could prevent future slip-ups, according to Dr. Grantcharov. Says, unlike black boxes in aviation, which are used after the disaster occurs, the surgical black box that he's working on will be used to proactively prevent major patient complications. A number of hospitals have already expressed some interest. They say, but in the litigious medical environment, it may make the implementation a little problematic. If recordings were to be used in court, they could open the floodgates to a wave of malpractice lawsuits, which would be counterproductive to surgeons and patients. He goes on to say, we have to ensure the black box is used as an educational tool to help surgeons evaluate their performance and improve. He says it's a multifaceted system. In addition to the actual box, it includes operating room microphones, cameras that record the surgery, the surgeon's movements, and details about the team dynamics. They say this will allow surgeons to hone in on exactly what went wrong. So far, it's been tested on about 40 patients. I wonder if they even told the patients that they were guinea pigs. And they say the initial research has shown that surgeons recognize a few of their mistakes and on average make about 20 errors per surgery. And that's every surgery. But according to Dr. Theodore Forchdal of the American College of Surgeons Preoperative Care Committee, says many surgeons, however, may be uncomfortable with using a black box in the operating room. I would contend, Doc, maybe instead of this thing, what they should do is install a breathalyzer at the door, and if they don't blow under the limit, the door doesn't even open. It doesn't let the surgeon into the operating room.
Well, I think you're exactly right, Doug. The breathalyzer test, urine test for drugs and alcohol. According to Lucian Lepay, who's the head of the Department of Public Health at Harvard Medical School back in 1982 and repeated again in April of 2014, 52% of licensed medical doctors, while they're on duty, are intoxicated on alcohol, street drugs, and prescription drugs. It's just outrageous that each doctor makes 20 errors per surgery. If a mechanic were to do that on vehicles, they would be put in jail for misadventure. If people die, they'd be put in jail for manslaughter. Okay? And so I think the same standard should be held true for medical doctors. If they kill somebody because of an error, they should be put in jail for manslaughter. If they kill somebody because of prescription error, they should be put in jail for manslaughter for life. I think after that, maybe medical doctors who haven't been put in jail yet will start paying attention to details. You're exactly right. email your U.S. and state senators and representatives and governors and presidents. Say, hey, we want breathalyzer tests. We want blood tests. We want urine tests on every doctor before they do any procedure. We'll be after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Canada. And Jim, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Jim, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. I talked to you before, and I hope the phone is okay, because sometimes when I'm here, I'm breaking. I was calling about my wife. I've called you before, and I told you she had a couple of strokes, and she had trouble with her ankle after. She recovered from that, had trouble again, and she still has trouble walking. Now, this is one of the things. She had hemorrhoids, and sometimes they were bleeding. And we started to take, what did we take? Oh, let me see now. We took selenium, and that helped. It stopped. Then after a while, it started again. And a while ago, she went to the doctor.
Stop there a minute, Jim. Now, is she taking all 90 essential nutrients with extra selenium? Is she taking the Healthy Start Pack or the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack?
The Healthy Start Pack, too.
Okay. Okay, how much does she weigh?
She 180, 5'4".
190?
No, 180.
180, okay. Okay, Shar, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, here's the gal with a history of stroke. She's taken 2 Healthy Start Packs with the extra selenium. And of course, the extra copper in the selenium is going to help her with her vascular problem, the hemorrhoids. Hemorrhoids are just kind of like varicose veins in a funny place. But she's got a persistent ankle problem, and I didn't hear some of the magic secret sauce here. What would you add to help her ankle?
I would add the glucogel and the Ultimate Daily for circulation.
Perfect. Okay, I'd add to it, Jim, 3 of the Ultimate Daily tablets, as Shar said, per day. That'll be 3 twice a day. That'll be 1 bottle a month of the Ultimate Daily tablets. That's for supporting and promoting healthy circulation, healthy blood pressure, healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries. And then also the glucogel, I'd give her 2 bottles a month of the large bottles of glucogel, so she can take 15 a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. The glucogel is designed to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, discs between the vertebrae, bone matrix. Of course, the ankles are a very, very complicated structure. They have multiples of bones involved, tendons, ligaments, joint capsule. And so in this case, the glucogel will be imperative to add to our formula. Add all those things in. Call us every 2 weeks, Jim, and we'll kind of walk you along here. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Long Beach, California. And Kibby, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hi, Kibby, you're on the air.
Hi, how you doing?
Okay, sir. How can we help you?
Great. I wanted to tell you what my medical issues was. First of all, I need to tell you that I do suffer from mental illness. I'm being diagnosed as being schizoaffective and also suffering from bipolar with mood swings. That's my mental illness diagnosis. My medical diagnosis, I have what they call a liver, Hemangioma. I can't never say it. How do you say that?
Hemangioma?
Yeah, liver hemangioma. I also suffer from angina.
Okay.
I have 2 arteries in my heart. The left artery is 75% blocked. The right artery is 50% blocked. And I'm also diabetic type 1. And I have a hernia, umbilical hernia. And I have neuropathy. And I have a brain tumor, a small, minute brain tumor. The doctor told me it's about this.
Did they give this brain tumor a name?
Yeah, but I can't pronounce it. You probably have to say some names.
Okay, well, is it in your pituitary?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now, is it benign or cancerous?
They told me that it's malignant, it's cancerous.
Okay. All right. Now, how much do you weigh, sir?
I stand 6 feet tall, weigh 195 pounds.
Okay. All right. Get your pen and paper out. Well, first of all, certainly do not drop off any of your medications, particularly any that you're taking for your emotional problems of schizophrenia and bipolar and so forth. Do not, I repeat, do not get off of any of your medications. Only let the doctor, the psychologist, psychiatrist who prescribed them reduce them or actually take you off of them. That's their responsibility to do that, okay? If you go to them on a regular basis, they may see some improvement where they may want to do that. But in the meantime, you stay on them as your doses they give you. Do not reduce them unless the doctor who prescribed them tells you to do that. Then, let's see. So this fellow has quite an array of emotional stuff here, Shar. What would you start out with as a base? He needs a lot of stuff here, but what would you start out as a base?
Emotional stuff. Well, I would start out with a healthy brain and heart pack and work from there.
Okay, we got to run one of those message moments here, so hang on, folks. We're going to come back with Kibby's program. It's going to be kind of long and complicated, but we can do some good for him. Stick with us. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go right back to California and Kibby. I think there was a second question here.
Yes, there is.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, hi, Dr. Wallach. My second question is, with my diabetes type 1, what I'm experiencing under my left big toe is, I was told, is neuropathy. It's numb under my big left toe.
Okay, yeah, I got the neuropathy earlier on. Thank you, sir. Okay, here we go. So Shar said, I want you to take two of the healthy blood sugar packs, type 1. Do not expect to totally get off of your injectable insulin. Type 1, if you're a true type 1, you do not make much or any insulin at all, or very little. So you'll always have to have some supplemental insulin by injection. But you're going to test yourself right now. You may be testing yourself 6-8 times a day. The value, of course, of the healthy blood sugar pack is you might be able to reduce the number of times a day you are necessary to test yourself to maintain proper blood sugar. And then secondly, is going to allow you to take not only less medication, but test less. Okay? Now, to help the brain function in all ways, I would also take the D-stress capsules, capital D like David, dash stress. Take 3 of those twice a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner. They're designed to support healthy brain metabolism. And then I would also throw in what we call Smart FX, which has the DHAs and the EPAs, which are the raw materials for your neurons, your brain cells, to make things like neurotransmitters for memory, for cognition, solving problems, sociability, so all that's going to be good. And because you have angina, you have artery problems, vein problems, as Shar said, we'll take the Ultimate Daily tablets. I'd go ahead and take 9 a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. That'll be 2 bottles a month. And because you have this pituitary tumor, I would add to everything else you're taking 3 tablets twice a day of the Ocean's Gold. And, of course, that has a sea cucumber, which is legendary for supporting the body's immune system when a person has cancer. And then for the neuropathies, Char, what would you throw in for the neuropathies again?
Ultimate Daily.
No, neuropathies.
Oh, neuropathy?
Yeah, like peripheral neuropathies, where you get numbness to your feet and toes.
Oh, well, isn't that a blood flow problem too? And
well, let's call it a disc problem in your back.
The glucogel.
Well, there you go, a glucogel. Yeah, I go ahead and take 2 bottles of glucogel a month because we're already dealing with any circulation problems there might be with the Ultimate Daily tablets for other reasons. Okay, for the blocked arteries in the heart and so forth. So the Ultimate Daily tablets are going to provide multiple things, including, again, support healthy blood flow through the obstructed arteries in the heart. We've had people with 98% blockage in 6 months' time. They're 100% open, according to angiograms. I mean, this is pretty heavy stuff. And then, again, as Shar said, for the neuropathies, which can be, there's no law here, Kibby. It says you can't have 5, 6 different things going on at the same time. And oftentimes, doctors will blame neuropathies on vascular problems second to diabetes, but oftentimes it can be due to a back problem also. So we're going to throw in the ultimate glucogel. I want you to take 15 a day. There'll be 2 large bottles a month, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. Then call us every couple of weeks. I want to know your weight. I want to know how your neuropathies are going, how your angina is doing, how your emotional stuff is going. Let me know if the psychologists or psychiatrists who wrote your prescriptions for the schizophrenia, the bipolar disease, if they have, in fact, reduced your medication in any way, shape, or form. And we'll walk you through this. But, keep us informed, and don't be a stranger. Let us know what your blood sugar is. I also want to know what your A1C hemoglobin is when they do that. That'll be very useful for us to be able to do a better job for you. Okay, Doug, do we have enough time to start another one?
We certainly do. Let's head to Northwest Arkansas. And Bob, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Bob, you're on the air.
Yes, thanks for taking my call. I don't hardly know where to start, but I'll just say that this area is pretty hard up for competent medical care. I lost my twin brother here a couple of years ago due to that situation, but I'm calling about my older brother. He lives across the line in Oklahoma, and he's been diabetic for about 12 years and high blood pressure, but he had a stroke back in January, and he was in the local hospital here, and then they transferred him to a big hospital in Tulsa for 4 weeks. They had trouble getting his blood pressure under control, and then he went to a rehab, and he was doing great there, but they decided that he wasn't doing well enough. So they put him in the psych unit at a smaller hospital and put him on 4 drugs, something for anxiety, something for depression, something for bipolar, and something for Alzheimer's. Needless to say, they about starved him to death, and he was severely dehydrated. They took him by ambulance to one of the other major hospitals in the area, and the doctor there said that he never should have been given any of those medications, but he was doing well at rehab until they put him on those medications. He just, did a little worse every time we saw him, but he was able to feed himself.
Well, he's got a problem called doctor disease. Okay, too many doctors wanting to get in on that thing here. Now, how much does your brother weigh?
Oh, around 2.25, I believe. He lost a lot of weight.
Yeah. Okay, now, I got where he's got diabetes. Is it type 1 or type 2?
No. Oh, it's type 2.
Okay. And he had the stroke. Was that a blood clot or a bleeding stroke?
It was a aneurysm, bleeding.
Bleeding, okay. And he had high blood pressure, anxiety, anything else?
Well, they treated him for anxiety, but the other hospital emergency room said he never should have been on any of those. He's been healthy all his life till the last 10 or 12 years, very healthy. He's 65.
Okay, here we go. Get your pen and paper out. Char? Okay, the type 2 diabetes, where'd you start?
Okay, he needs 2 healthy blood sugar packs to start with. And for the stroke thing and everything, he needs selenium with the copper in it for, bleeding stroke.
Yeah. Good.
And the high blood pressure, he needs some calcium, but that'll come with the diabetes thing.
Okay, what about another one? Ultimate
daily for his brain. Yeah, to open up any kind of arteries in his brain, yes.
There you go. Very good. Okay, so again, 200-pound guy, 2 healthy blood sugar packs. Make sure he's getting his blood sugar tested before he medicates himself every morning. The ultimate daily tablets for proper circulation. For the high blood pressure, keep that down. And then for the bleeding, Char's exactly right. The extra selenium, 3 of those twice a day, 2 bottles a month. And we're talking about making sure the vascular system has plenty of elastic fibers to tone them up. We don't get bleeding from bleeding strokes anymore. Call us every couple of weeks, Bob, and let us know how your brother's doing, and we'll walk you guys through this. We've got to take care of our Razorback buddies. Back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Online, the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach, for longevity, 9 flex for tape. And Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Charlotte, North Carolina, and LaFondwa. You're on with Dr. Wallach.
Okay, LaFondwa, you're on the air.
Hey, Dr. Wallach, how are you?
Okay, how can I help you?
Good. Listen, I have a friend who has HIV and AIDS. He has the full-bloom diseases. And he knows about the product. I've talked to him about it, but I don't know what to tell him what he needs to be on.
Okay, how much does he weigh?
Just probably like maybe about 120.
Okay, yeah, they tend to lose a lot of weight once they've had HIV for a while. All right. What I want you to do is to get a hold of that book, Epigenetics, and he's going to be able to understand the disease and all the research and all the wonderful things that are being done with nutrients for HIV. It's actually nutrition that stopped the epidemic of HIV. To think of two wonderful black athletes in America, Arthur Ashe, great tennis player, who died of AIDS when his HIV converted into AIDS. And then there's Magic Johnson, who's had HIV for, I don't know, maybe 20 years, and he's a flourishing, healthy, maybe a little bit overweight business guy. Well, what's the difference? Well, the long version is going to be in the book, Epigenetics, the Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. The short version is in the chapter on viruses in the book, Epigenetics, where it talks about the use of a mineral called selenium. So what I would do is go ahead and a guy that weighs 120 pounds, I'd give him one of the healthy brain and heart packs per month. I get an extra bottle of selenium, so you can have 3 selenium twice a day. 1 tablespoon, which is a half ounce of the Osteo FX Plus at breakfast and dinner. 1 scoop of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner. 3 of the EFA Pluses a day. That'll be 1 at breakfast, 1 at lunch, 1 at dinner. And all that will be accomplished by that 1 healthy brain and heart pack per month and the extra bottle of selenium. But I'll also throw in what we call killer biotics, a blend of herbs that supports the immune system. And so I would have them take 3 of those 3 times a day. It would be 3 bottles a month. That's 9 of the killer biotics a day. And I would also throw in what we call Fucoid Z. Fucoid Z is a wonderful mix of super juices and also fucoidin, which is a substance that comes from the red marine algae from off the coast of the island of Tasmania, which is a coastal island off the southeastern coast of Australia. And this stuff actually really, really supports the immune system. When you have cancer, HIV, lupus, all kinds of stuff, which your body really needs some support to fend off this bug, or at least supplying your cells with all the nutrients they need so that they're not susceptible to the HIV converting to AIDS. Okay? So, again, 1 healthy brain and heart pack, an extra bottle of selenium, and then I would throw in the Z radical to get a hold of the fucoidin, and the super juices that are in the blend of the Fucoid Z. And let's see here. Give us a call after you get started on this. It's also imperative you stay away from the bad stuff that puts pressure on the immune system. No fried foods, no processed meats with nitrates and nitrites. It absolutely means no fried foods, no deli slices, sandwich meats, sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, pastrami, pepperoni, jerky. No oils. It means no coconut oil, no olive oil, no margarine, mayonnaise, salad dressing, cooking oils, and certainly no gluten, no wheat, barley, bran, oats to maximize the absorption of these nutrients. And then again, call us every couple of weeks. Okay, Doug, how much time we got here?
About 5 seconds.
5 seconds. Let me go ahead and take it. Remind everybody about my new book, Epigenetics, the Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. It shows you why the genetic theory has disappeared and how you have control where before scientists thought your genes were in control, but you're in control. You give your genes, your DNA, and the RNA everything they need. You maximize your genetic potential for health and longevity, intelligence, speed, strength, and fending off disease. Well, thank you, Shar. Super job as usual. Thank you so much, Doug and Billy. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.